In the beginning, there was nothing. No gods, no stars, no time, no death, no life, only chaos. Not chaos as we know it, a mess, a disorder, but chaos as the Greeks imagined it. A vast, formless emptiness, a gaping void that was neither dark nor light, neither good nor evil. It simply was. Chaos was the origin of all things, the silent potential before creation, the deep breath before the first sound. In some traditions, chaos was a being, in others, a state, but always it was the beginning. From this nothingness came something. Existence itself began to take form, and from chaos, the first primordial beings emerged. In a world where gods walk among mortals, and legends never die. Welcome to Mythverse Chronicles, where ancient myths rise and forgotten tales awaken. The first was Gaia, the earth, solid, real, eternal. She wasn't just the planet, she was life itself, the nourishing mother who would give birth to gods and monsters alike. Gaia was both the soil and the soul of the world. Then came Tartarus, a place and a presence, a deep abyss far beneath the earth. So deep, the Greeks said, that a bronze anvil falling from the heavens would take 9 days to reach it. Tartarus would later become a place of punishment for the wicked and the defeated, but at this point, it was pure raw potential, dark, dense, and powerful. Next was Eros, not the playful god of love known from later myths, but a primeval force. Eros was desire, the attraction between opposites, the spark that brought beings together and allowed the creation of more life. Without Eros, nothing would mix. Nothing would bond. Eros made the cosmos move. Then came Erebus. Darkness, not just the absence of light, but a conscious presence, a cloak that covered the unseen. Erebus was the deep shadows that filled the gaps between things. And finally, Nyx, night, a force so ancient and powerful that even Zeus, the king of the Olympians, feared her. She was the bringer of silence, of mystery, of stars. Where Erebus was the shadow, Nyx was the night sky itself, full of secrets and dreams. These five, Gaia, Tartarus, Eros, Erebus, and Nyx, formed the foundation of existence. They were not gods as we understand them. They had no temples, no altars. They were beyond worship. They were forces, realities, philosophies in motion. Nyx and Erebus, born of chaos, united to produce 2 children, Ether and Hemera. Ether was the pure air that only gods could breathe. It surrounded Mount Olympus and filled the heavens, distinct from the murky atmosphere of Earth. Ether was clarity, radiance, and divinity. Hemera was the day. Each morning, she would rise as her mother Nyx fell, chasing her across the sky. And each evening, she would retreat, allowing night to reclaim the world. Day and night were not abstract times. They were beings, locked in eternal rhythm. But Nyx did not stop with Hemera and Ether. Alone, she gave birth to an entire pantheon of concepts, beings that represent the deeper truths of existence. She birthed Moros, doom, the force that pulls all beings toward their destined end. Thanatos, death, not a violent god, but a silent, gentle presence that ends all things. Hypnos, sleep, brother of death and bringer of dreams. Nemesis, retribution, the balance keeper, punishing those who dared defy cosmic order. Eros, strife, the spark of discord, the seed of conflict. Apate, deceit, lies given form, the illusion that clouds truth. Eros, old age, the quiet decay that none can escape. And Oases, misery, the silent suffering that lives within all hearts. These children of Nyx were not evil. They were necessary. They represented the fundamental truths that all mortals must face. The Greeks did not see life as separate from these forces, but as entwined with them. Life was not only joy and victory, it was struggle, decay, and fate. Now let us return to Gaia, the earth. She too bore children, alone without a consort. From her own body she produced Uranus, the sky, vast and starry. He stretched above her, and together they would create the next generation of powerful beings. She also gave birth to the Aurea, the mountains, standing tall and unmoving, and Pontus, the primordial sea, deep and restless. Gaia and Uranus became the first cosmic couple, earth and sky, locked in an eternal embrace, and from their union came many children. First, the 12 Titans, immense beings, each with dominion over aspects of nature and time. They were Oceanus, the endless river that encircled the world; Tethys, the nourishing flow of fresh water; Hyperion, the light of the heavens; Theia, the glimmer of vision; Cous, the axis of intellect; Phoebe, the radiance of prophecy; Craeus, the unknown force of strength; Mnemosyne, the memory of all things; Iapetus, the spear wielder, father of Prometheus; Themis, the cosmic order and divine law; Rhea, the flow of motherhood; and Cronus, the youngest and most dangerous. But Gaia and Uranus also had monstrous children, the Cyclopes, giants with a single blazing eye, and the Hecatonchires, behemoths with 100 arms and 50 heads, beings of unimaginable power. Uranus, disgusted by these monstrous offspring, cast them deep into the earth, back into Gaia's womb. This caused Gaia great pain, and resentment grew. She called upon her children, the Titans, to help her rise against Uranus, but only Cronus was brave or cruel enough to act. Gaia forged a great sickle and gave it to Cronus. One night, when Uranus descended to cover Gaia, Cronus struck, castrating his father and ending his reign. From the blood that spilled onto the earth came the Furies, spirits of vengeance, born from pain. Also born were the giants, wild forces of war, and the Meliae, tree nymphs tied to ash. And from the foam that formed around Uranus's severed genitals in the sea rose Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty. Though her story would come later, her birth came from violence. After Uranus was overthrown, Cronus took power. But he too would one day fall. Meanwhile, the deepest part of existence, the realm of Tartarus, remained. It was where the most dangerous beings were sent: the Cyclopes, the Hecatonchires, later the Titans themselves. Tartarus became a cosmic prison, a place of suffering, but also of containment. It kept the universe in balance. The primordial beings were not worshipped in the same way the Olympians were. They were not human-like. They were beyond mortal morality. They didn't intervene in human affairs. They defined the very structure of reality. Gaia was the earth you walk on. Nyx was the night that envelops your dreams. Thanatos was the end that comes for all. Eros was the desire that pulls hearts together. Tartarus was the punishment for cosmic defiance. Their myths weren't just stories. They were explanations, symbols. Ancient Greek philosophers like Hesiod tried to understand the cosmos through these beings. Why is there suffering? Why is there love? Why do we die? Why do we dream? In their mythology, every truth had a face, every mystery had a name, and so, from the void of chaos, the universe was born. First with Gaia and Nyx and Erebus and Tartarus and Eros, then came sky, sea, and mountains, then titans, then gods, then mortals. But before all of them, before Olympus, before the great battles of gods and men, there were the primordials, silent, eternal, watching, and their legacy echoes in every storm, every nightfall, every heartbeat. From chaos to cosmos, the myth begins. In the next chapter, the children of Gaia and Uranus rise. The Titans will shape the cosmos, and Cronus will defy fate itself.